Hello my darlings, Dash Judy here with another pick a card reading. This one was actually inspired by your questions during one of my live sessions. I realized that quite a few of you wanted to know how your married life is going to go, the relationship dynamic of your married life when you guys are going to be together with your future spouse. So this is exactly what we're going to be taking a look at today. There are going to be three options for today's reading. This is option number 1 with smoky quartz. This is option number 2 with clear quartz. And this is option number 3 with pink quartz. Of course, as usual, use your discernment. I know that all of you know this already, that you only take what's going to resonate with you. And I'll leave the rest out on the table. And if you guys do want a personal reading, you could always email me. My email is in the description box below. So is the link to my Patreon page with more exclusive content, additional discounts, and much, much more. Alright, my darlings, let's go ahead and get started with option number 1. Option number 1, if you were drawn to the smoky quartz, let's go ahead and get started with your reading. We're going to be taking a look at your relationship dynamic. Oh my god, the soulmate card came out straight away. Option number 1. It could be that you already know your future spouse, or it could be that it's this feeling that you've known each other for a very, very long time. Either way, I'm seeing that you definitely have a lot of things in common, and you're definitely going to have a lot of things to remember. So even if you haven't known each other forever, it is going to feel that way. It is going to feel like you have quite a few people in common, places in common. Sometimes it even plays out that there are two people who were very close to one another in different points of time. Maybe you went to the same school. Maybe you know somebody, but your path never really crossed. And what's interesting is when you guys are going to get married, a lot of those things are going to come out. This is also an indication of having a lot of close friends and family. A strong connection to tradition, to creating your own traditions. And of course, there's a lot of celebration being indicated. So it does look like maybe you guys are going to be friends with other couples and doing a lot of things with other couples, going out, inviting people in to dine in. But it does talk very much about this energy of sweetness, this energy of closeness, this energy of being friends as well. Not just lovers, but being friends and having a lot of things in common. Because straight away, the 6 of Cups, you know, the card of youth, the card of soulmates comes through. Maybe you grew up even on the same street, whether you know it or not. Four of Pentacles. Brilliant. So what's interesting is you guys will obviously end up living together, but it's going to be a place you're most probably going to build from scratch, or redesign, or redecorate. There's a big energy of destroying something or starting something from scratch, because we have like ruins. And there's you sitting there saying, okay, right, well, I want this, and I want that, and I want this. So sometimes you guys might end up being a little bit too picky, but your future spouse is not going to mind that. They're gonna be like, okay, well, who else is going to spoil my baby, you know? It's that sort of energy. So in your relationship, the dynamic is where you guys are going to be first. Like whoever is watching, male or female, your needs and desires are going to be put first. And it doesn't make you selfish. Obviously, there's going to be a balance. But it's more like, you know, you're going to get your way more often. And not because you're manipulating. No, it's not like that. It's because your future spouse will be more of a giver, and you're going to learn or to just carry on being more of somebody who wants to receive. And you're comfortable with that. Like both of you are comfortable with that. There's no reason for it to be anything that it's not, okay? It works for you. So yeah, definitely living in a place where you either redecorate it or rebuild or build completely from scratch, like you created your own design. So maybe some of you guys have this idea of an ideal home, an ideal family home. Maybe some of you want literally like goats and like a farm home with a barn, you know, where you can raise cattle, where you, yeah, some of you, why not? For some of you, this could be talking about having a lot of pets or living out in the country. But you are going to be the star in this relationship, honestly. Mm-hmm. Right, let's see, what is this? What's the Seven of Swords about? Is it somebody coming through to try and cause trouble? What is this? It could quite possibly be that one of you, because I skipped saying the star, it could be quite possibly that one of you could be well recognized, well known, maybe a strong social media presence, or maybe there's this energy of being known in, you know, at your workplace. But whatever it is, and there are going to be a lot of jealous people, or there are a lot of jealous people around you now. Because the Seven of Swords talks about gossip, it talks about trying to get away with things, but it's not between you two, it's other people. So it could be like a frenemy, it could be somebody who's just jealous and talks some BS about you. I'm not using reversals in this deck. So it could be an interracial relationship. Could be of different skin color, different religions. And I know you said you have a lot in common. But you could seem different when it comes to appearance. Or, you know, to somebody who doesn't know you, you might seem very different, like a very unlikely couple. But you see past that, you see through that. You're more than just, you know, it's more than just skin deep. But what's interesting is any issues that you might have with gossip, or somebody trying to come through, or somebody trying to, because there are people like who are seeking scandal. Like the Seven of Swords keeps coming to me, like seeking scandal, seeking ways to bring you apart, just for the sake of it, just because some people might think that, oh, she has it all or he has it all. And when it comes to the High Priestess over here, this is also an indication that this is a deep relationship, a deep connection, a profound connection. Okay, so there is going to be a separation at some point with the Ten of Swords. Let's see why. And again, because of illusions. Because of illusions. So at some point, somebody is going to get to you. At some point, there is going to be a separation. Only for you to find your way back to each other. Only for you to come together stronger. And I know we all want our Prince Charming or our Princess Charming, and I know we all want to live happily ever after, but I'm reading real life scenarios over here. And that's okay, because people break up to make up. Sometimes people break up to break up. But with you, option number one, I'm seeing, especially since you picked the clear quartz, some BS from other people will need to be cleared. And the energy needs to be cleared between the two of you. Because it's a very big question of trust. But with the Magician and the Judgment over here, this does talk very much about becoming stronger as a couple. Doing things together as a couple. But yeah, there's a separation, a temporary separation indicated. But you guys are going to have a very passionate relationship. A very passionate relationship. A honeymoon dragged out, if you will. A honeymoon stage dragged out. But both you and your partner are very physically attractive. Very physically attractive. And your future spouse, it looks like they could even be, again, somebody who is either an actor or a star or is in demand. And the same goes for you. It's like both of you are in demand. So of course people are going to try and play games. Of course people are going to try and pull tricks with, you know, with you. And sometimes it will get to you. But what's interesting, I'm only seeing for now only one separation, and it's something that's going to, again, bring you closer. It might even be like, maybe not a separation, maybe more of a timeout, but still. And it's very much about making your wishes come true. Again, it's like your future spouse coming back to you all the time to say, I want to make your wishes come true. They enjoy that. They enjoy making things happen with this Magician energy. But sometimes they can get too cocky. Sometimes they need this balance to turn to them. Sometimes they need to be the star. Not with everybody else, but just with you. Maybe with you, you feel like you need to have the attention of other people and so on and so forth. But with them, it's like they need this support. They need this admiration as well. They need to be acknowledged. It looks like you will have children later on in your relationship. It will take some time. I don't know whether it's because of the age or because of something that you do, like career, wanting to establish your career first, but it's telling me that you will have children later on in life, later on in your relationship. Here comes the third party situation that I was talking about. In demand, being in demand. Guys, I don't know like how hot you are, but people are just like losing their mind over you. And the same goes for your future spouse. So it could even be where you are the one who's pursued. You are the one who has a lot of affection. It might piss your future spouse off. But definitely, I keep saying, like a lot of passion. A very strong physical connection. Chemistry that's undeniable. sometimes there might be some issues with the roles that you choose to play in a relationship. So here what's coming through is that sometimes the man will assume certain things that you need to do for them, but you're gonna nip it in the bud. But then again, for some of you, you know, you will take a lot of pleasure in creating a beautiful home and creating an atmosphere of care and affection. And it's like sometimes they might forget that you're not a servant, but more that you are doing this to create a certain atmosphere. So there could be some issues about that, but again, nothing that can be resolved. And they're showing a healing relationship. Look at that. A healing relationship that's being indicated. I don't know what it is. They keep telling me, like, maybe some of you guys want to know about children, but they keep like saying not yet, not yet. Talk about this first. Again, daydreaming. Both of you have this very strong imagination. And there's a lot of making plans together. And daydreaming about each other. And yeah, being free. Feeling free in a relationship. There. And then comes the family. And then comes the family. So they're saying once you have healed, both of you, dealt with your trust issues, and you're not putting each other in a cage of who needs to do what, who needs to behave a certain way, then comes the family. Then come children. And it looks like both of you are going to be quite open with one another, opening up to one another. Knowing the real deal. You know, sometimes when you act a certain way and then they'll look at you like, they'll just give you this look like, who do you think you're trying to fool? Like, I know you in and out. I know you. And it's because you guys have opened up to one another. So the relationship is going to be quite open, quite free. When it comes to your children, it is very much about freedom. So it's not strict. And it's about freedom, it's about love, and it's about support. And it's about trust. Like I said, trust issues. Learning to trust. Look at this. And maybe some of you have been wondering whether you guys are going to be wealthy. Yes, absolutely. A lot of prosperity. A lot of prosperity. You're going to be quite wealthy. Both of you. Alright, option number 1. Sounds pretty good, right? I hope you enjoyed this and I hope it resonated. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. If you guys do want a personal reading tailored specifically to your situation, send me an email. The email's in the description box below. It says the link to my Patreon page with more exclusive content, additional discounts on personal readings, and much, much more. So make sure to check it out. Alright, my darlings, make sure to keep yourself safe. See you soon. Bye now. Option number 2, and welcome to your reading. So if you guys were drawn to the clear quartz, let's go ahead and take a look at your relationship dynamic within your family life with your future spouse. The artistic pile, hey? The artistic pile. Welcome to your reading, darlings. Alright, so At the beginning of the relationship, either you or them, they're going to be quite fearful. It could be that some of you guys might end up being married to somebody who might have lost a spouse, or somebody who is very guarded when it comes to opening up their heart. And they're also quite artistic. There's a very strong energy to somebody who is very artistic, very creative. This is like about artists, actors, singers, composers. Somebody with a lot of illusions and fears. But this is something that they channel into art. This is something that they channel into creating something beautiful, something very inspirational. You're going to be their muse. And there's this energy of you being their muse. It will start off with a very strong physical attraction. This physical attraction, the chemistry, the butterflies are actually going to overpower all fears. This is a very intense connection. And I do feel that throughout your marriage, this intensity is going to remain. So if you guys are looking for something like slow, steady and vanilla, probably not your option. Because here, this is full of passion, this is full of energy, this is full of sometimes drama, sometimes coming back, leaving. This could be a twin flame relationship for some of you. Could be a relationship where you and your future spouse might have to travel quite often, either for work. Again, maybe some of you might have exhibitions, or your future spouse might have exhibitions. But it's very much about, it's like seeing each other for the first time. I don't know what it is. They keep saying like absence makes the heart grow fonder. So it could be for some time a long distance relationship. Maybe it's about migration, maybe it's about going to a different place. And for some time you will have to travel towards one another. It could for some of you be that when you are already married, that involves, you know, there's lots of traveling involved. But you're always going to be happy to see one another. It's always going to be like in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years, it's the same intensity of being happy to see each other. And wanting to rip each other's clothes off. Yeah, there we go. I was just wondering where this eight of wands is. A lot of experimentation when it comes to your desires. With the 5 of swords, the arguments are going to be there. The arguments are going to be as intense as the makeup sessions. That's the way it is. But it's like, again, makeup to breakup. Makeup to makeup, breakup to makeup. There's a lot of like going backwards and forwards, but it's like you can't live without one another. You can't imagine your life with anyone else. So even sometimes you're going to be like, you know what, I'm fed up of this. I'm fed up of this distance. I'm fed up of like, you know, maybe there's a time difference. But every time you're going to realize that there's nobody else who will make you feel that way. There's nobody else that you can even imagine like being next to you, or nobody you can imagine touching you, nobody. No, it's this person. So you will have to work on making it work. So in this particular case, with option number 2, there's going to be a lot of compromise when it comes to this relationship. Yeah, again, they keep showing me long distance, long distance. And I keep hearing like I'm leaving on the jet plane. I don't know if I'll be back again. And I hate to go. Remember that song from Armageddon? You will have a child. Here it comes through. You will have a child. The child... interesting. They keep showing me like an international child. Somebody with maybe 2 different cultures, 2 different languages, or even 3 different languages. It is going to be a committed relationship. There's a lot of commitment here. Again, movement, having to make rush decisions, having to make quick adjustments. Travel, location, relocation. So it looks like you guys will have to travel a lot. There's no way around it. Again, they keep showing me 1 child, but for some of you it could be more. But it's very much about like this jet set lifestyle. Talking over the internet a lot. And your child being international. I don't know what this is. I don't know what it means, guys. You will understand. Yeah, this thing you have been, it's this energy of, yeah, getting stronger for after giving birth. So definitely a child is indicated, maybe even 2 children, 2 girls, or a girl and a boy. There's this vibe of, you know, you guys might be Leo, or your future spouse could be Leo. There's a strong Cancer energy. But sometimes you're gonna feel lonely because of this distance. And they're showing me that, you know, you will give birth to 2 people. This could be their child already. But there's this vibe of a power couple, a lot of power within this relationship. A lot of potential within this relationship. But they are showing me like this is where a woman sits, not sits at home, but spends most of her time at home with children, or spends more time raising children than the husband does, because the husband might be away for quite some time. But everybody's very supportive of one another. There's definitely this energy of being incredibly supportive of one another. And there's this vibe of missing one another. No control. No control. Both of you are going to feel that you are free to do what you want, and this again talks about trust and talks about clarity, talks about being open with one another, with the clear chords. A lot of romance. A lot of romance in this particular relationship. So remembering to go on date nights, making spending quality time together, making every moment count, because those moments are going to feel like they're very precious for you, incredibly precious for you. Roses, candlelit dinners, surprises, important moments. Making it count. This is what I keep hearing, making it count. All right, mystery, surprises, dressing up. Dressing up, definitely. I don't know if you guys are into writing books or something. With this mystery, I don't know why they showed me that, but maybe some of you guys are writing like a novel. A romantic mystery novel. Look at this beautiful vibe. Soul connection. Maturity. Maturing together. And learning. And moving forward together. Soul connection does talk about your twin flame. Does talk about your soulmate. A connection that can't be denied. And it is going to be, like I said, it's going to be filled with passion, filled with romance, but it will also have its ups and downs. No way around it. No way. But you will learn to mature together. You will learn to grow together. Open up to the world. There's this very big energy of helping each other grow. Not only as a person, but when it comes to career as well. And you're going to be able to give a lot to your children. I'm going to set a nice example to your children. Or to your child, if you will. And it's going to feel like it's a connection like made in the stars. No strings attached. Yeah, for some of you this could be a codependent relationship at some point. Could be. But you're still going to give each other security. This family security, you're still going to come through for one another. And it's very much about, I think it's an indication of a healing of wanting to be part of this codependent relationship. Because it could be at the beginning, one of you is not going to be ready to settle down. And this one, the maturity card, is making an appearance. Saying that you will both get to the state of mind where you're ready for it. Ready for commitment. So you can leave this codependent energy behind and get into the energy of a soul connection. You're going to feel safe with your future spouse when it comes to the family life dynamic, friendship. A lot of trees. You might end up living next to a forest where there's a lot of trees. Trees also indicate roots. Finding your roots, planting your roots, if you will. Through each other, you will find your life purpose. You will be like friends to one another. Obviously more than friends, but you will also be able to talk like friends do. Career will get in the way. It will get in the way. but it's part of the life purpose. So there will be this need to readjust, to make certain adjustments. Inspiration, yeah. See again, you are going to be an inspiration. The muse energy keeps coming up for you. Option number 2. New beginnings. Yeah, again, it talks very much about traveling. It talks about very much about you to reinventing one another, reinventing yourself within this relationship. And when it comes to life purpose, rediscovering or discovering your true life purpose. All right, my darlings, I think that's all I have for option number 2. I hope you enjoyed this reading and I hope it resonated. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Hit that notification button so you don't miss out any of my other upcoming videos. For personal readings, you could always email me. My email's in the description box below. All right, my darlings, take good care of your amazing selves and keep safe now. Bye. Option number 3 with pink quartz. Hi and welcome to your reading, darlings. Put your crystal over here. Let's go ahead and take a look at your relationship dynamic with your future spouse. Let's take a look at your family life. What you guys can expect. Very sweet. A lot of sweetness. What's interesting is your future spouse might have a brother or a twin. Could be a twin sister, twin brother. You're going to feel very loved in your relationship. No doubt whatsoever. One thing that you're going to be sure of is that your partner is faithful. And they always will try to look their best, to do their best. There's this vibe where in a place, in a room full of beautiful, handsome, amazing people, they will still only look at you. So there's a very strong energy of only having eyes for you. And always having your back. Celebrating your successes and really being supportive. There's a lot of respect. I think it looks like your future spouse is going to be a real gentleman, a real lady. Your future spouse is going to be your biggest fan. There's a lot of visiting nice places, nice locations. Maybe some of them might even be closed off to the general public. I don't know if it's like VIP events or if it's, I don't know, secret societies, things like this. Maybe it's like, yeah, parties that you can only get an invite. But there's definitely a lot of being surrounded by other people and yet not even worrying about the faithfulness. It could start off where you don't want a lot of people to know about your relationship when you're first going to start off with a relationship with your future spouse. Not because you have anything to hide, but because you want to keep it so intimate. Because you just want it to be like just the two of you in the world. And this dynamic is actually going to be present throughout your whole relationship, throughout your whole marriage. I'm hearing it's just you and me, babe. It's just you and me. Like it's just us. So it could be that for some of you, I don't know if you're child-free or if you already have children. For now, I'm not seeing any children for pile number 3. Or it could be that you're going to end up having pets and you're going to say like, this is my child. Or it could be that some of you literally don't want children. Or you could adopt. But for now, it's very much about the energy of I have waited for you for so long, or I have searched for you for so long that now I just want to enjoy you. Like enjoy all of you. So I'm seeing a lot of places where it's just the two of you. Maybe one of you, because of your job, or maybe like, I don't know, something to do with PR or something, you might feel like you have to be in certain places, or maybe you do something, I don't know, that has a lot of people around. But when it comes to the two of you, you tend to want to just be maybe somewhere out in the nature, holding hands, or like, you know, having a stroll in the park, holding hands, and it's enough for you. You don't need the whole big shebang. You don't need like, you don't really need anything or anybody as long as the two of you are together. And you have a lot of date nights and a lot of romance. Always trying to surprise one another. Always trying to make sure that you don't stick with a routine. Look, yeah, it's almost like having a crush. Obviously there's love, but it's like having a crush. It's like being in love. And a very romantic and a very sweet energy. So it could even be to the point where you write each other love notes, or to the point where it's so sweet that you're like cooking eggs for them, and you put it in a heart-shaped form. Making breakfast in bed, creating custom-made presents. And always being very considerate. You guys might end up working together. But even if you don't, there's definitely a lot of spending time together, having fun. And again, like I said, like just the two of you. This card also talks about love will get you there. Love will get you there. Love will get you to the other shore. So for some of you, this could be an indication that your future spouse is a foreigner. For some of you, this could be an indication that that horn was no coincidence, right? For some of you, we could be talking about having a very significant financial support over here, where the man of the house doesn't mind taking on the financial burdens. Actually, he kind of likes it. So it's very much about being able to count on one another. Very much about having fun and celebrating and being in the moment. So option number 3, it's not very much about like planning the future or looking at the past. It's being in the moment. And it's enjoying, it's like savoring this very moment. And what's interesting is, I think that quite, for a few of you, this could be that both of you really enjoy trying out new things when it comes to food, when it comes to, I don't know if somebody here likes liqueurs or something. But they're definitely saying there's something about, you know, trying out new restaurants, exploring. Some of you guys might be Italian or something, I don't know. And having fun. Having fun. Okay, for some of you, this is like getting drunk and getting handsy. Love it. Absolutely love it. Getting drunk and getting handsy. Getting, what is it? So, oh, I can't remember the word. But you know when you've had a drink and you're like, where are you, my darling? I must have you now. It's that sort of energy. But honestly, having a lot of fun. And romance again. It's all about romance and it's all about fun. I do know what it is. It's either you guys are very young, or you're just forever young at heart. but there's definitely a lot of drinking, a lot of emotions, a lot of having fun, a lot of spending time together with one another, and not really, there's nobody else that I'm seeing there just yet. Option number 3, you're turning out to be such a vanilla reading. Option number 1 and option number 2, you know, they were showing their issues. So with you so far, it's just that, you know, you might get a toothache from all this sweetness. But your reading isn't over yet, so there we go. There we go. Now we're getting there. But no, in all honesty, this one says Snow Queen. This one says Cage, and this one says freedom. So for a lot of you, this marriage is actually an indication where this person is just coming in to melt your heart. It doesn't matter how old you are, but it could just be that in the beginning you're gonna be a icicle. Your heart is going to be like an icicle. But the thing is, because you have been with this heart like an icicle, you kept yourself in a cage, because you weren't allowing yourself to love, you weren't allowing yourself to reach out, you weren't allowing yourself to enjoy the romance, because, you know, you were afraid that your heart might melt, and then melted heart is the heart that wants to love, and a heart that wants to love is a vulnerable heart, and of course it can get hurt again. But in this particular relationship, they're showing me that your future spouse is actually going to melt your heart, or you will melt theirs. It could go either way. And both of you are going to be free. Because freedom in a relationship is such an important thing. Where you're not feeling like you're forced to be in a relationship, but you're feeling like you want to be in a relationship. Like there's nowhere else I'd rather be. Some of you guys are very interested in camping, in hiking. They're showing me, again, a lot of things about being out in the open. A lot of things of... I keep saying, like, world is your oyster, make a wish. Make a wish. Make a wish, you guys. Like right now, seriously, make a wish. Yeah, this is actually going to make you dig very deep. Some of you have been probably saying things like, I don't believe in love. Love doesn't exist. I'm just going to choose a person who can give me the most. Maybe if you know, because you've been hurt so much, because you stopped believing in love, because you were disappointed, and you thought that, you know what, I'm just going to choose a person who can give me the most, expect the least of me, and there, you know. But with the energy of self-analysis, you're gonna see how you were preventing for a very long time for love to come into your life. With thoughts like love doesn't exist, or nobody's going to love me, or I'm not going to love anybody again, I'm just going to use men, or I'm just going to use women. This is different. This is the, you know, the person who's going to make your heart melt, because the ice queen, the snow queen, this is your Queen of Swords in reverse. This is a woman or a man who's been through so much pain that they have to become so harsh, they have to become such a cynic and such a critic to protect themselves, because it's the only way that they can function. And it doesn't make them bad, it just makes them very hurt. And a lot of people have been there, and a lot of people are getting there, and a lot of people are going to have their heart melted by true love. So it could be that you were expecting one thing, and then your future spouse is going to come through and show you a completely different thing. And not hurt you, and not backstab you and not cheat on you. So it could be that you could just be rediscovering yourself through this very relationship. Some of you might have a white dog or a white cat. Okay. Oh dear. Oh dear, guys. There is your heart singing. There's your heart singing, 'cause it's finally free from all the ice. And it's finally ready to sing. It's finally ready to love. It's finally ready to experience the full spectrum of emotions that you can have when you're in love and when you've let yourself out of this cage. Yeah, because you've opened up. You have opened up. Because, for some of you, because you have at least shown the door handle to this person. So they're like, okay, now at least I know where the door is. Okay, and I just got a very dirty thought, and I'm not going to... I'm not going to say it, but yeah, because I was looking at this bush, and yeah. Anyways, guys, I'm not going to go there because I don't want to get censored on YouTube. But if you understood what I meant, you understood what I meant. But let me rephrase it. It looks like you're going to experience a whole different range of sensations with this person. Let me put it that way. They're going to know how to handle you. And again, no control. See? Again, freedom. Very much about freedom. Very much about freedom. Some of you could be singers over here. They could be a singer because, again, we have somebody who's dealing with singing, who's dealing with maybe public speaking. And yeah, but you will still need to deal with your trust issues, guys. Trust issues are big for option number 3. All right, last couple of cards. Career. Courage. Leos. Interesting. And freedom again. Oh my god. Guys, I mean, the amount of freedom that we have here. Freedom cage. Do you see? 2 different decks from 2 different countries are telling you the same thing. Freedom. This says freedom. Feeling free, being able to show the world the real you. And it might be where you choose to pursue a certain career that you didn't even think about going for. So this relationship is going to be very interesting, you guys. Again, for some of you, I'm not seeing any children, so it could be child-free relationship. For some of you guys could have pets. For some of you guys, you could have, you could adopt. But of course, as usual, this is a general reading, guys. So can't resonate with everybody 100%. But I still hope that it resonated with you. Option number 3, and I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification button so you don't miss out any of my other upcoming videos. For personal readings, you could always email me. My email's in the description box below. So is the link to my Patreon page with more exclusive content, additional discounts, and much, much more. Make sure to check it out. Alright, my darlings, keep safe and take good care of your amazing selves now. Bye.